Yeah. All right, Shalom. Hey, we got a GMS Mississippi count, and we would like to start off by giving our honor and glory to Yahweh by Shem Yahushua by Shem Kapadash. Double honors to our apostles, great millstone, rule well. Peace and blessings to the house, David the elect. All right, give it to the brother Tazmo.
All right, GMS Mississippi camp. Tonight we're gonna do a lesson on I really lose now than later. Me and a brother talking one night, and I just tell him to all the business true, you're gonna have to lose. You're not gonna get exactly what you want when you want. You can't you won't be able to live the life that you want to live before you come to the truth. If you wanted to be a rapper, you wanted to play sports, whatever per se, for it's true, you can't do it though. But a lot of people coming is true. They come to truth and they still want to be in that world, and you can't do that. Though. You have to lose for Yahweh Shem Shah. If you lose, guess what? You're gonna gain something way better than this current state we'll be in right now. You're gonna cause guess what? Everything you see, the most Yahweh Shah is gonna destroy it. Your lifestyle, the baddest woman that you want, if she ain't part of your leg, she will destroy it. The big house you got, the fancy cars you have, hey, it's all gonna disappear. All right,
1 John 2:15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
That's right. The love of the Father is not in him. If you love this world, the current state you're in, which it sucks really, because we're still in that the way we would put that damn
Curses,
cursing and that COVID shit. I mean, you really can't do nothing. I mean, what can you do? I'm sorry, I said the word, but so
yeah, it's nothing left.
There's nothing left. I mean, if they want you to take the jail to carry on. Now, if you take the jail, it's on you. But that jab is not right. Because the Yahweh he didn't tell her to take no jail. But our people chose that to keep this side to keep going.
They want to lose.
Yeah, they don't want to lose.
And that's a token.
Yeah.
It's a token of your mindset.
Mm-hmm.
I will continue on. 1 John 2:16. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh is the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world.
It's of the world. Because you want to thrive in this world, especially in time you got to sell your soul. You got to do some of your remorse to make it, and which ain't right. And so-called preachers, you lie to your congregation to get that money. Y'all live in a big house, drive big cars and everything, but you lie to get what you got, and which is wrong.
That's correct. It is Mark 8:34. And when he had called the people unto him with his disciples also, he said unto them, whosoever will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. For whosoever will save his life should lose it.
Jump to Matthew 19:27.
This book of Matthew 19, verse 27. And it says, then answered Peter and said unto him, behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? And Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man should sit in the throne of his glory, he also should sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
I can add, and that's what comes with forsaking everything. For losing, for being a loser on this side so you can win on the other side. Forsaking means abandon. Abandon means what? Your lifestyle, your family, things of that nature. Now, we're not saying that basically you don't take care of your responsibilities. You do, but at the same time frame, you have to have that focal point on the truth, and then everything else will be secondarily to the truth, man.
Yeah.
But you're not going to have this glorious lifestyle on this side. Okay, because at the end of the day, if you're winning on this side, what is the true purpose of the kingdom of heaven?
Come, bro. It's spirit, because I looked that word forsaken up yesterday. One's definition was let go of.
What's the definition?
I said one of the definitions was let go of.
Now, tells me what I gotta lose according to the etymology, not securely fixed, unbound, not confined, lose, free.
And that's what it is.
Mm-hmm. Detached.
That's right. Detached. And that's what the Lord wants to detach from this world. Because this world will be destroyed. I mean, this age, I mean, Esau age. But the word to come, hey, that's what you got. Lord, when we be part of it, and the Lord gonna bless, will give us everything our heart desire if we be part of His leg. If we keep doing what we're doing, endure. Now, if you want to fall back into the world and start your rap career, start whatever you like. If you like that, you really choose to do that instead of the Lord. Hey, go right to it. Get right at it. Make it your best life. See some niggas one time out. I'm living my best life. Keep doing it. Ride that shit to the sun come out, go out. Do it to your best ability. But at the end of this, you will be destroyed. Because you gave up on your high by some shot. You did.
Got a quick one. For a second. Oh, I'm sorry, there's more to it. Okay. After you put it.
So back in Mark 8:35, it says, "For whosoever will save his life should lose it, but whosoever should lose his life for my sake and the gospel's, the same should save it."
That's right. The Lord will save you. You gonna save your life. Just you can't just, like say, by being a loser. You will come, it's what it is. Like, brother, we don't get no line.
Mm-hmm.
We don't do this. Oh, nigga, you weird. You don't eat that type of food. They look at you. It's how the world look at you. Like, man, y'all a loser. You don't want to hang out with this girl that got a man? No, we don't want to do that.
That's the reason why they want to save their lives, because they don't want to lose.
Yeah.
So when you save your lives from a carnality standpoint, meaning what? You want to reconnect with that former lifestyle.
Yeah.
Real quick. So Philippians chapter 3 and verse 8. Yea, doubtless, and I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Mashiach Yahushua, my Lord, for whom I have suffered the loss of all things, and do count them but dung.
Count them but dung. And that's one of the main things when you can see this place has no value, and that's what helped us, really don't look at it as a loss, you see, because we believe in the hereafter, so if you believe in the hereafter and you understand the promises of our forefathers, what that entails, you don't look at it as a loss, because you see the women are out of order, they through. The money is corrupt, it's not real money. You don't own nothing. The Edomites are in power, all right, and it's getting worse and worse. The food getting worse, everything is getting worse, everything is devaluing, all right. They trying to push that and dragging the spirit heavy. Pretty soon, especially if you got children, they're pretty much forcing them to be a damn transgender, man. It's getting to the point where they're forcing it. So what the hell, are you losing? You see? That's why you gotta really count it as dung, which is nothing. If you still value the opinions of people of this world, that shows that you really never came to the understanding of Yahushua.
Yeah.
When Yahushua was here, man, Rome was in its peak. When Yahushua came to the earth, Rome was in its peak, man. During the time of Augustus, that's when the Rome came an empire. It went from a republic to an empire. All right, when Yahushua was on the earth, man, it was in this peak. Rome was popping, man. You see? But Yahushua didn't care about what was going on in Rome. They tried to make him king. He didn't want to be a king, all right, within Rome.
Yeah.
No, man, he knew he had a kingdom coming. So if you can't count this place as dung, if you can't scratch this place out, it's gonna be a big stumbling block, man.
You got one more verse.
You got it.
It says that I may win Hamashiach. Now this Philippians 2 and 7. But made himself of no reputation and took upon him the form of a servant.
Yep.
And was made in the likeness of men.
Yeah, we servants. You see, and that's another thing. Like, you know, you find out you're Israelites. You know, you find out, you know, the legacy that we attach to. You know, the greatness of our people. We the sons of God, but we still in this lower state. You know, so in this lower state, we're still serving out our punishment. You know, we're still within our captivity, even though we know who we are and we know why we're here. You know, we know the end game, but we're still day by day serving this captivity, man. You know, we're finishing out a prison sentence, man. We just know that there's a release date. You see, Jake lost mind on the release date, you know, trying to start, you know, a whole nother life in prison, as if he's not going to never get out of prison, man. You know?
Putting pictures up in the cell,
Yeah.
curtains.
Yeah. PlayStation 5 delivered, you know?
Still in jail.
Yeah.
A quick piece of Proverbs 23:1.
Mm-hmm.
When thou sittest to eat with the ruler, consider diligently what is before thee.
Yeah, because Esau is a ruler, you know, and eating with him is partaking, you know, in his ways of life. Like the lesson you did earlier, you know, watch what you eat, you know, because what you eat is a lifestyle. Your diet is a lifestyle, you know. So when you come, all right, to eat with this ruler, partake in the lifestyle with this ruler, consider what you eat, man. Consider what you partaking in, man. Look at where rap culture is going. Look at where, you know, black culture in general is going, man.
That's why you're supposed to eat the bread of life, which is
Yeah.
Yahweh Shai.
Yeah.
You know, being indoctrinated via Yahweh Shai.
It's heavy.
Yeah, because the word indoctrinate goes into brainwashing. So it's like a spiritual, righteous brainwashing by becoming a new creature in Yahweh Shai.
And the process started by biting that bread, which is Yahweh Shai. Then your brain is washed.
You know, that's and the key word in indoctrinate is doctrine. Showing you like you eat the book. But in order to eat the doctrine, you got to detox from the old doctrine. All right, Proverbs 23:2. And put a knife to thy throat, if thou be a man given to appetite. Be not desirous of his dainties.
You would have discipline,
Yeah.
structure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's cool to basically navigate within the world. And because Apostle Paul said what? Use the world, but don't abuse it.
Yeah.
When you abuse something, you become a fucking addict.
And you're a man given to appetite.
Right. And what happens? Now you get all these withdrawals, these tremors, you know what I'm saying? Because basically you're connected to the world from a spiritual standpoint.
Yeah, putting the knife to that throat is basically going to mortifying.
Woo!
You know, mortifying the members.
Discipline.
Yeah, it's just
You know, that's why you can respect a man that can get up from Esau's table.
That's right.
You know, a man that can walk away from the table.
Who is it? The prophets.
Yep.
Because go ahead, bro.
Yeah, because the entertainers, they can't do it because they love that lifestyle.
Bill tried it.
Yeah,
He came back to the table, man.
they live the lifestyle.
Hey, what about R. Kelly? When I wish, what he say?
Yeah,
On out.
yeah.
Mama, but it's hard.
Because you know, you at the king's table, that's literally a big table.
Yeah.
And it's a feast full of dainties. And that's really America. You know, America is the Rothschilds table for the world. And ultimately for the nation of Israel. All right, but that's part of the trap.
You know, that they can go, they can fly anywhere they want to.
Mhm.
You know, they say they pull the restaurant. They had it. You know, they have everything for them. You know what I'm saying?
best everything.
They say everything.
Which proves they're blessed. Because you got their puppets that come to them and they actually bow down before them. And that's the true meaning of being blessed, is when people bow down to you, man.
And just to finish it off, Proverbs 23:3. Be not desirous of his dainties, for they are deceitful meat. Showing you that it goes into a lifestyle. You know, be not desirous amongst his dainties. All right, that goes back to Psalm 73 or Asaph. He envied the life of the elites. You know,
Until he went to the sanctuary of the Lord
That's right.
and seen their end.
Yep.
You know?
I want to link up Proverbs 29:26. Many seek the ruler's favor, but every man's judgment coming from the Lord.
Because basically, nigga culture is nothing but Esau's cash cow. All those rappers do is promote you to live like Edomites.
Mhm.
Then they even mention Bill Gates and they mention
Warren Buffett.
Warren Buffett, Trump.
Yeah.
You know, they mention them in their songs.
Mhm.
So they're desirous of his dainty meats, man.
That's right, bro.
You know?
And this is I ain't eating. And this is James 1:13. Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of the Most High. For the Most High cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempted he any man. Verse 14. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed.
Hey, that's why you gotta be cleansed in order to put away Esau's dainties, man. That's an internal process. That's where your Hawashai comes in, man. When you see that there's a world beyond this world, it's easier to put away those dainties, man.
That's right.
You no longer have a taste for it.
No longer have a taste.
Yeah.
And you think about when the wicked scribes and Pharisees, how they want to lose their place, their position in making the Roman Empire, man. For those dainties, man.
That's right.
So how much more that last leg of the Roman Empire? You know?
That's why you have to go to that spiritual rehab, which is Yahushua, to actually disconnect from this world, because we all was addicts. And if you know anything about an addict, you know that's why Esau, when you go to these drug rehabs, he sends you to a rehab beginning with 30 days, because it takes that long to break a habit. All right, so to break the habit of the world, you have to go into that spiritual rehab, which is Yahushua, and plug in for 30 days and build on those 30 days.
And then we all have withdrawal symptoms.
That's right.
Go ahead, yes, bro.
Yeah, I was saying like you think about like on Dragon Ball Z, like you see with Goku, Vegeta, they'll go to those spiritual, those chambers, man. But they'll detach themselves from that world, and they'll exercise into those chambers. And you know, when they come out of them, they're more stronger. You know,
How long do they stay in those chambers?
1,000 years.
What's the day to the Lord?
1,000 years. You know? So that's what we're doing through the Spirit, man. The more we exercise in Yahweh Bashim Shah, the more we're being detached from this current world. Because what you're doing in this world, if you've been part of it, just like your hand joined the hand with the wicked. You know?
And our people don't know Yahweh Shah. They don't think this it.
Yeah.
This it. No more than this it.
It's true.
So if they did, they would look, man, we got a new heaven coming, a new earth
Mhm.
for our people. But our people do not look past that.
That's not true. That's why you see Jake in their 20s, 30s, they look like they about 50. You know what I'm saying? They all broken down in the spirit because they think this is it. You know?
Stop trying to get it.
Yeah.
In verse 15, this is the last one. Then when lust hath conceived, it bring forth sin. And sin, when it is finished, bring forth death.
Just in America, man. You know? That's why you involve, you invest into this wicked setup. That's the outcome of it.
Yeah.
We see through the spirit that this place is circling and drained. So why put some type of spiritual investment in a place that you know is about to get burn up very soon?
Every time you, it's like,
Go ahead.
nah, it's just like every time you watch the news or you hear the news, basically judgment going out.
That's right, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So, you say, bro,
Everyone.
and as brothers been saying for years, basically investing in this society is like putting in an application in a burning building because you know what's about to happen.
Right.
You know?
Then you,
Go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
now, so then you seeing the chariots, more and more sightings of the chariots. Like, why is that happening in this day and time?
Right. And then when you so-called win on your side, I mean, from a spiritual standpoint, you destroy. Look at the Chris Browns, the Trey Songz, the Eminems, and so on and so forth. When you watch that movie Scarface, what did old girl tell Scarface when they reached the top? We all losers. Can't you see it? We are all losers. They had every fucking thing, man.
And you know what's heavy? You said this account. When you see ships outside of your kingdom, you know it's the end of your kingdom. Right? You about to get your kingdom taken over. And now we see spaceships. We see those chariots, man.
Yeah.
Y'all brought out that movie Apocalypto. When they first saw those ships headed to the shore, it was over with.
Yeah.
So I mean, even going to these lifestyles, that's a sign that America's done.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's casually dating.
Yeah.
Everybody's eating it. That's called decadent Rome.
Mm-hmm.
Decadent goes back to decay. Decay goes back to really the fall away. So when the kingdom is at a place of debauchery and do what thou wilt, that's the end of that kingdom.
Yeah. Like Average Jake, a degenerate plant. In fact, brother put the one video out. Basically, you know, these chicks twerking on these jakes, and they was on the ambulance or something. You know, like what can you do with that? You know,
right? And then his dainty meats are the women. One of his dainty meats are the women because they're not our women no more. They're the king of Babylon's women. So he's offering us his women. Like, you can freely have sex with these women without commitment. You can watch filth on the internet all day. You can watch sports all day. All right. So his currency, you can spend my money all day. You know, those are his dainties, man. You know, but it takes but the Most High wants brother that can push that to the side.
you know, it takes integrity to not want that lifestyle.
And, you know, everybody, a lot want to be known. That's not that one of the most important things. You know, Facebook, fame, yeah.
We go to home.
Yeah, damage.
Yeah, that's a drill. That's a champion. You know,
That's it.
no, you can't.
That's something. All right. Second Esdras, chapter 16, beginning at verse 40. O my people, hear my word, make you ready to the battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth.
So if you're a pilgrim, you can't be attached to that. All right, because you're always constantly moving. You're on the go. All right, and it starts when Micah 2:7, 2:8, 2:10. And it tells you arise and depart because this is not your place of rest. Meaning what? From a spiritual standpoint. But guess what? During those time frames, this is actually going to be exercised on earth, man. You're not going to be able to stay in your house and things of that nature. So what happens when you don't want to leave your household? When you don't want to leave that car, okay, leave that wife? You're going to be destroyed, man, because of your attachment. Why? Because you want to be a so-called winner, which is, in actuality, you are a loser, man. You know, we're the true winners here. Everything starts in the spirit first, then it's exercised on earth, man.
Because it's all about, you know, the end game. You know, of course, it look like we losing now, you know, but this is not the end. It's not the end of it, you know. So of course, we losing like a team. You can watch a game and the team getting blown out in the second quarter, you know. And you turn away from the game, and you glance back at it, yeah, came back within two, you know. That's how it is in the spirit. You see, of course, it you know, we look like we're a loser to people that don't know nothing, man. You know, the only people that's gonna look at us as losers is people who don't know nothing, man. You know.
All right. Finish it out. It says, he that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose.
Your attachment, man. So don't put no value into it, man. Keep it moving. Use it, but don't abuse it.
That was one.
I go. It said, riches are good unto him that have no sin, and poverty is evil in the mouth of the ungodly. And it said, riches are good unto him that have no sin, because see, our people, you know, our people are so impoverished that, you know, they sell their morals, you know, for the bad, because they don't understand that we come from a legacy of men that was rich, but they were righteous. You see, that's foreign to Jake to have money and be righteous. You know, Jake is all about, you know, elevating in this world, you know, that what, get rich or die trying by any means necessary, that spirit, you see. But we come from a legacy where our forefathers were rich, but they was righteous, man.
The spirit back you up, because Saquon Yadazak and I want to say the brother Tazama that was going into you know, basically the glory of the kingdom and how, you know, we doing all this for the kingdom, but they had mentioned King Solomon, you know, how that was, you know, his reign was a prelude to the kingdom, but how he would receive, you know, a certain amount of talents of gold. I want to say it said 666,000, if I'm not mistaken, or talents. I can get into, you know, I can look it up, but it said talents of gold, but he received it by year, but he wasn't wicked, you know, and it all basically went back to the people and took care of, you know, the nation, man.
True to you.
You know? Yep.
666 tons ago.
Okay, come on. Tons of gold, slap.
That's called revenue. That's revenue for your ass, right? For your, you know, that's revenue for you. Residual income, man.
worthless wealth.
And he had to work himself to death, miss nights of sleep. And that's why I said, seek ye first the kingdom of Yahweh outside his righteousness. All these things should be added unto you. And the Most High don't want his men to be lusting after the king's dainties. Because once he see you make that transformation, then we already know the promise is right after that.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna make the Rothschilds look like peasants in the kingdom, man. You know?
It's 1 Corinthians 1:26. When you see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called, but the Most High had chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, and the Most High had chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty.
Shows his power. You know, when you can put something so weak at the top like that, that's power. You know?
Like we was going into how, like, you know, this thing what we're going through is like a movie. When you watch those different Rocky movies, you can see like he be getting his ass beat at the end. But sometimes you see some way that he had that inner strength. He overcome that situation, man. That's how we are in the spirit as a hopefully elect, you know. It don't seem like we're going you know, to overcome this situation, but that show you the strength and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You know, like that's where he dwells at, man. Something that's really just against the the unseen, the unknown.
Mm-hmm.
You know, something that's like this is not really just coming.
And you can see this set up in the spirit. The Most High is now just keeping us close. Keeping us close. And at the last second, bro, we're going to hit the game with a shot, bro. That's when Yahushua will crack those skies.
That's the game with a shot.
That's the game with a shot. What, Matthew, bro? You want Matthew what now? 10?
Yeah, 5.
This is Matthew chapter 5, verse 10. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
Right. So blessed are them that are persecuted. And you know, we persecuted. You know, they call us rapists. You know, that they're terrorists. You know, and this just the beginning of it. It don't get worse than that. Especially we're not gonna join that, you know, that new world order.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? It's them. That's them guys right there.
Yeah.
You can, you know, it's man. If you go by my house, soon leave here, I go to the Shell station. Guess what? You get them Edomites over there. They preaching about cops don't run them off. No, none. Now if we done that, oh hell, original, we going to the jail.
So you make it there.
That's right. So I'm saying, so we be persecuted for standing up for Yahweh Shah. Go ahead, bro.
And back in the scripture, this is Matthew 5 and 11. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you, persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake.
Yeah, they gonna do that.
Mm-hmm.
That we said in the beginning.
That's right.
They gonna do that.
Yeah, we so-called accuser of our brother.
Yeah.
You know.
So you have some thick skin.
Mm-hmm.
You have some thick skin. They gonna come out with all kind of crap.
That's why the Most High put us through this furnace.
Yeah.
To have to develop that thick skin.
To make you don't care.
Yeah.
You really can't even care, man.
Yeah.
Whoever leave, whatever you lose, you know, you really gotta, you know, it is what it is. You know? Because the losses that we take is temporal, man.
Yeah.
You know? That's why, you know, you gotta really have a spiritual connection to what the Bible is saying. Like all the doubts and worries that you have, there's a story, account, or precept that balance this out, man. You know, because you know all Israel gonna be saved. So even the Israelites that we lose, the people that we lose on this side, eventually they gonna come back, and that goes into what? Not thinking like a mortal. You see, that's mortal thoughts. Like people of the world think about losing family members and people dying. You know, really, we gotta elevate past that, man. We understand death.
Yeah, I would say the maid is not dead but sleeping.
Yeah. We understand these things, so the understanding gives us the discipline, you know, to continue on, man. You know, we'll get it back on the other side, but first we gotta make it to the throne, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Our forefather Ezra, he was in that same spirit that, you know, the angel Uriel had to cut him, you know. So how can, you know, you love, you know, the Most High's people more than the Most High himself?
Yeah. And Jacob getting that spirit too, man. You know, like he just got some unconditional love for Jake that don't nobody feel where he coming from, man. You know, the Most High put Jake in these ghettos, and Most High set up Jake to shoot each other and, you know, get gunned down by the policeman. All right, but you gotta think these same niggas that was killing the prophets, you know, the same niggas that was you know, preaching false doctrines, the same men that said give us Barabbas and gave up Yahushua, you know.
Want their blood to be on the other shoe.
Yeah.
Same one time Caesar King.
Yeah.
It's the same people.
Your mother ain't greater than the reward of the kingdom. You know, trying to see your mother live an extra few days in Babylon, man. You gotta let everything go. Your cousin, you know, your wife, you know. Oh, yeah.
How did Yahushua treat his mom? I mean, what was his perspective towards her? He told her, he said, "Woman, my time is in now." You know.
And you could tell he cared for her, but like you say, he was like spiritually disconnected from her.
Yeah.
You know, because what did he tell John? Behold your mother.
Yeah.
You know, take care of my mom. You know, but like you say, but at the end of the day, he was about his father's business.
Yeah. I think I'm about to say
That was number one.
Yeah.
And this Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the thoughts that I think toward you, said the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end.
Yeah. And that's salvation, which is going into the kingdom of heaven. This is what we are anticipating. You take away that from us, we're done.
That's why Yahushua was now to his emotion, because he knew the expected end.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He knew the outcome of everything.
Spiritual foresight.
At the end of the day, it's about us getting our power back. You know, we know the path to get there now. And it ain't nothing of this world. Our path, you know, to getting that power back is not of this world, man. You know? So, like I say, we was talking before the cameras came on, the kingdom gonna fix everything, man. You know, the financial problems Jake got, you know, the wickedness of our people. You have Jake, you know, trying to have stop the violent rallies and all these different things. It's not gonna be solved here because the kingdom, the people are in the vibration of the rulers. And they're nothing but violent niggas, man. You know? Yeah, so this man has to be and see, we see the bigger picture, man. People like the scripture talk about us being watchmen, or the watchmen can see further than the people that's on the ground, man. You know, if I'm on a 40-foot tower, you know, 60-foot tower, all right, on the wall of a city, I can see out further, all right, than people that's in the walls within the city. They can't see what's going on, you know? So you're gonna move different. You see? So we see beyond what everyone else sees, man. You know?
That video day I watched, that cop said like the morality of what's that day? Seattle?
I think so, yeah.
Like the Moors, I guess morality, it's the Moors. He said it's gone. He's like basically it's gone. Like yeah. He said the cops they retired, they're trying to defund man. He said like the board, like your Moors, but over there it's like it's basically gone.
Yeah, that's why Jay-Z said, true life begins when the church ends.
Yeah.
Pushing the satanic operation, which is the new world order, man. That's what they're doing.
No church in a while.
No church in a while.
You see, I mean, you see this place is far from the well, they don't know who Yahweh said, but they far from God. They just it's nowhere near it.
Yeah, because in the 80s, the 90s, even in the so-called early 2000s, people had fucking morals.
Yeah.
Certain shit people want to do like that. So-called homosexual vibration, that shit wasn't out there like that. But now people have been conditioned through commercials, through music, through your so-called idols. Now everything is okay.
Yeah.
You know, you can keep it in your bedroom, but you're saying that shit is okay.
Yeah.
Now look at the world now. If you know anything about pagan Rome, basically when they start pushing that so-called homosexuality, that goddamn kingdom started fast forward to its downfall.
Decadent wrong.
Decadent Rome.
Going back to decay, going back to fall.
And now NFL star came out, and you know, all they gonna say is he a brave man to come out. He brave doing it, but what we doing, we're evil for what we doing.
Mm-hmm.
For what we teach and preaching, we evil.
Yeah, wickedness get rewarded.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at Dwayne Wade. He got a damn
See?
television show called The Cube.
Right?
Yeah.
There you go. But still, that's what you gotta do, you know, in this society. So it's like, you know, you're trading your riches for your soul, you know, and then you're doing things that you can't take back. Like you're gonna be traumatized from things that you gotta do to make it. So we already know where that path. We see the end. Like that's another thing. Yahweh Shema Shah showed us the end game of that path. You know, would you like 15 years ago? Would you think Wayne would be irrelevant in rap? Would you think he would, you know, look like he was looking 15 years ago? So the Most High show you, no matter how high up you get, know what type of run you have, when eventually you're gonna start breaking down, and eventually you're gonna be irrelevant. It's gonna be another generation of niggas they gonna bring in, man. You know, I got a precept. This is on St. John 16:20. It says, "Verily, verily, I say unto you, that ye shall weep and lament, but the world shall rejoice, and ye shall be sorrowful, but your sorrow shall be turned into joy." And that goes into, you know, why the earth is rejoicing at this place up and running. You know, we're sorrowful because we haste this place to be destroyed, man. Because we really despise this place because the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah is upon us, and we understand righteousness and how things should be, you know. So if we see how things are, yeah, you get sorrowful, you get vexed, you know, and it seems like you're losing because we have no power just to change nothing, you know. But then now we see it too, like the pandemic was really supposed to. It was like that big, you know, it was that big play in the game, man. You know, it was like fumble recovery, man. You know, that scoop and scope. You see, that was the Most High showing where he at with this thing, man. Like the Most High was showing I could lock the earth down in a week if I want to. You know, I can shut this shit down now. You know, so there was a faith boost. Like we here.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Like okay, we here. Like all this teaching, all this preaching we've been doing, we here now. You know. So now we've been turned to joy because these people through. You see, now you know that's why. Like when the more you around brothers, the more you read, the more you watch videos, man, the more you see how the earth should be, man. It's time for a new rulership, man.
A new heaven and a new earth.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know, it's bigger than us. It's bigger than what I want to do. Because what Yahweh Shai was bigger than what he wanted to do, even on the cross. He said, not my will, but thine will. Because it was bigger than what he wanted. You see? And what he say in Hebrews 12 and 2, for the joy set before him. You see what we do? Yeah, he put the whole nation on. All right, he made that big play back then. He just coming to finish it out. Yeah. But he set us up in a position where he could send back the wisdom, the knowledge, seal us with the faith. You know, and all we gotta do is endure until he come back, man.
Yeah.
You know what he really did?
Yeah.
Puts me in the mind, like you know how you back in the day you used to see those N1 games.
Yeah.
And how you have a ball player just throw it off the goddamn backboard.
Yeah.
And then the ball was actually coming off the goal,
yeah.
and he gonna catch it himself, man.
Yeah.
That's all he did.
Yeah.
You know, so as he threw it off the backboard, he went to the spirit world, and once he comes back as that line, he's gonna catch it and dunk it. Man.
Yeah. Or like the star player, you know, they'll run the score up, you know, then they put, you know, other guys in, they just kind of maintain, you know, and then when they get ready to close out, they put the star back in, man.
That's right,
and that's what the Most High gonna do, man. He gonna put the star player back in, you know, with the game on the line, man. You know, when those missiles get shot off. So at the end of the day, if you still in the mindset of looking at this as a loss, man, you really got a demon on you, man. You gotta get out that spirit, man. We from the win, man. You think Esau, you think Bill Gates and them from the win? You know, come on, man. Them folks through. You don't even know who's a man, who's a woman. All right, Joe Biden, man. Look at the lineup this nigga got, man.
It's the end, man.
Yeah. You look at this nigga. Look at Joe, the back of that nigga head, man. You know, ain't no way this nigga finna get a victory over the creator of earth, his son, the angel. Come on, man. You know, but like you say, it's that suffering, but that suffering ain't like you gotta love suffering, man. You gotta fall in love with this process, man. You gotta fall in love with being counted out because ain't nothing like to look on somebody's face when they're defeated by someone that they counted out, man. You know? And that's what it's finna be, man. The strangeness of their salvation, man. You know? What you got?
I got a real quick piece up. It's gonna be it. So, 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 4. Like brother said, the kingdom is gonna solve all the problems. To an inheritance incorruptible and undefiled, and that fadeth not away.
Even better. You know, that restitution. All right? Because when Yahushua brings that new earth and new heaven, it's going to be much better than ever before, man.
Reserved in heaven for you.
So it's already stable. Now we're just waiting for the allotted time for the manifestation, man. Because in another dimension, we're actually in the kingdom of heaven, man.
Well, if I could just say this, you know, when you have a son, all right, he, based on a birthright, he's already allotted a certain piece of land based on patrimony.
Mm-hmm.
Patrimony is you pass down land or estate based on fatherhood, based on the father's inheritance.
Mm-hmm.
So it's already written on paper that we have this land according to the promise given to Abraham. We're his sons, but now it's a matter of manifestation. So, you know, when you go into inheritance, all right, that goes into that. Inheritance, legacy, that promise. The ancient world was all about birthrights, man, and patrimonies, and you inherited things from your forefathers, man.
Heirs of the promise.
Heirs of the promise, man. You know, that's why it goes back to Jacob and Esau. We tricked him out of his birthright. You know. Yeah.
All right, this is up. First Peter.
3 and 14.
All right, this is 1 Peter 3 and 14. But let it be hid, hold on, my bad. 1 Peter 3 and 14, not 4. But and if ye suffer for righteousness' sake, happy are ye, and be not afraid of their terror, neither be troubled. Verse 17, for it is better if the will of the Most High be so, that ye suffer for well-doing than for evil-doing.
That's right. So we're gonna suffer for doing the Lord what Christ is doing. Hey, it's nothing wrong with that. But if you suffer for evil doing, hey, Yahushua, he gonna destroy you for it. He gave you over. He gave you over for you to do what you did, your evil doings. But if you suffer for righteousness' sake, hey, it is what it is. You doing what the Lord requires you to do, and Lord, when we get the kingdom for suffering, for righteousness' sake.
All right. Well, and were there any closing statements? Hey, with that, you know, we're gonna lose to win, man. All right. We hope you brothers are edified. We're gonna give out honor and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakadash.
So we're honest to our apostles, great millstone, well. If you're blessed to the house of the elect, Abba,
Abba,
come out, Shalom,
Shalom.